I'll just cut it. It's nice that they put a lot of bubble wrap on these things, though. There we are. And here it is, the Sega Nomad. Now, this thing is basically a handheld Sega Genesis. Yeah, Genesis Nomad. These, if I remember correctly, these are really rare, and they run around $150, $200 or so online, depending on how complete they are. Yeah. Here's the back of it. I think this is the battery pack. I don't want to try taking it apart or anything just yet. On the bottom here, it's got headphones and volume, and a second controller port, and no screen brightness. And I assume this takes the same power cord as the Sega Genesis, and of course we got our cartridge slot here. But yeah, this is it, the Sega Nomad. Alright. Alright, the description for this thing said that they weren't able to test it because they weren't able to power it on. I guess because they didn't have the cord here. But this thing can also run on batteries, so this is the battery pack, and I found out that it opens from the top, and oh, it's missing one battery. That would explain it. And actually it looks like this is really corroded here. Oh, that's not good at all. The spring is stuck to the battery. I'm gonna have to, oh well, that did it. Oh, that's disgusting. That is, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Okay. Yeah, anyway. So I'm assuming these are all dead. I can't find any dates on them, but ugh. Man, this thing takes 6 batteries. Gotta edit that out. Okay. Alright, well I'll go grab some batteries and then try it again. I checked online, and as I expected, the battery pack here is actually removable. So it's done by sliding it up, I think it is. I'm gonna be really careful, I don't want to break this. There we go. You slide it up, and then it just pops right out like that. Then on the back here, we got the 2 contacts, and there's actually a rechargeable battery pack, which I want to get for this. But so since this pops off, I want to open it up and clean out the corrosion in there. Yeah, it's nasty, so I want to clean that out. Okay, I took the battery pack and cleaned out a bunch of the corrosion, or as much as I could. There's still some in there, you can kind of see it, but oh well, it's fine. It should be, hopefully. And while I was at it, I just went and cleaned this all off. It was in good condition anyway, but I just went through and cleaned the rest of it, since I had my supplies out anyway. So, unfortunately, this thing takes 6 batteries, but I've got 6 batteries. So let's try putting them in and turning them on. And this is, of course, why I want to get the rechargeable battery pack, because this thing eats batteries. It's like the Game Gear. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually had worse battery life than the Game Gear, though, since it's a Sega Genesis and not the Game Gear. There we go. Alright. 6 batteries. Let's pop them in. Something I've noticed about all Sega stuff, or at least the Genesis and the Game Gear, and I guess it's true for this also, their stuff, like, compared to Nintendo products, Sega stuff always feels kind of cheap. I don't know what it is, like, the plastic feels lightweight and kind of flimsy, and I don't know, I guess cheap's kind of the wrong word, but it just doesn't feel as durable as Nintendo's stuff. Like, of course, theirs is made of, like, bulletproof, age-proof Nintendium, and Sega's, I guess, is just regular plastic, but oh well. Alright, so we pop the battery pack back on. And let's see if this thing fires up. Turn the sound up. Hopefully the brightness is at a good level. Pop in Sonic and Knuckles. Let's give it a try. There we are. And again, this is hard to show on camera. Well, uh-oh. Yeah, don't move this thing around, it will crash. There we go. Let's see if I can focus this. There we go. It's a little better. Alright, it works, and it works just fine on both battery power and electrical power. So next I'm going to try plugging it into my TV and try a 2-player game using the second controller port. See how well that works. Alright. Alright, I've got the AV cable from my 32X, and I've got my Sega Genesis controller, or one of them. And I'm going to try Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and see if 2-player works. So, we'll plug this in. Unplug the Wii here. Unfortunately, this only supports mono sound. I don't know if there's a stereo Genesis cable or not, but if there is, I want it. Anyway, switch inputs. There we go. And plug this right into the top. It goes in just like that. Yep. Alright. There we are, Mean Bean Machine. Let's fire it up. Cool. There's sound coming out of both. There's the Nomad and the TV. The quality isn't the best, but of course I guess that's because it's running through this. I don't know, maybe it's just low quality, but I'm pretty sure my Genesis looks better. So we'll turn the sound down on the Nomad and turn it up on the TV. Oh, that sounds bad in mono. No, yeah, I definitely need a stereo cable. This sounds terrible in mono. But yes, there it is. And it almost fills the screen. Kind of. Anyway, alright, let's plug in the second controller. Goes in right there. Actually, first let's make sure it works. So I'm just going to be using this as a controller for right now. I have nowhere to set the camera down, so this might be kind of awkward. I'm going to try laying down. There we go. Okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. Yeah, I can't select two-player mode because there's no other controller. Now, let me warn you in advance that I'm bad at this game. Just before you laugh. I don't think there's a reset button. Yeah, that pauses. Holding down mode doesn't seem to do anything. Mode doesn't seem to do anything at all, actually. I'll have to check what it does. So yeah, I guess the only way to reset is to turn it off and on. Alright, so I'll plug in the second controller here. There we go. Plugs right in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. I wasn't looking at the camera at all. Sorry. Anyway, I've got the controller now, and we'll turn it back on. So I've got the second controller here. Uh-oh. Game froze. Yes. That's not good. Try it again. There we go. Okay. Alright, I can pick two-player mode. There we go. Alright, I'm going to attempt playing this on two screens at once. Or, well, with two controllers at once. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know if you can see this, but I am controlling the second player on the Nomad right now. And I can also look up and see the TV. It all looks the exact same. I'm not looking at the camera or even trying to stabilize it, so I apologize if this is completely off. Yeah. Alright. So, two-player works, and the AV cable works. I still don't know what the mode button does. I'm assuming that does something with the 6-button games. I don't know. I don't have any games that support 6 buttons. So I don't know. Anyway, just for fun, let's Can I do this? No, that didn't work. I need something to sit this on. Give me 1 second. Better. Alright. Now, as long as that doesn't move, it will be okay. So just for fun, I'm going to do this. Hard mode. Let's see just how fast I lose this. Oh wow, I'm on the right, okay. That's right, I'm a second player. Now, if I remember correctly, this game goes by Puyo Puyo 1 rules instead of Puyo Puyo 2, and I'm much better at Puyo Puyo 2 than I am at number 1. Since you can't send, or you can't stop garbage or whatever in this version. I don't remember what the correct term is, I haven't played this in so long. Yeah, look at how bad I'm losing already. I've only beaten this game once, and that was years and years ago. Yeah. Well, at least it works. Yeah. So I've got my 32X here. I'm not going to try putting it in that. I'm not sure if it'll even work, but if I do, then I'm going to use the cord to plug it in, because that will probably take a lot of batteries. Anyway, yeah. So that is the Sega Nomad. Let's zoom in on that there. Yeah, anyway, there we go. Alright, I got a stereo AV cable for the Genesis and Nomad. So let's compare stereo and mono output. It's only coming through the left. Sounds really bad. Alright, let's plug in the stereo cable now. There we are. Much better. Alright. I'm gonna plug this in. There we go. Alright. And plug it into the top of the Nomad. There we go. Much better. Now we get stereo sound.